my tardiness, I had to drop that last video. Make sure it's on its way, scheduled to come out because it pertains to
In a
what
quarter
we're
mile,
talking
turn right onto
about.
East Wells
Okay,
Branch Parkway.
so we have, hold on a second. All right, so we have two former champions. We have negotiations, and it looks like it's going south as fast as we can go north. Okay, just got the notification. Nice. Teams played against each other. Imagine NFL teams played against each other for the highest bids. We never know who's number one, number two, number three best teams. That's boxing. Yeah, you know what? You got a point there. And, it's so stupid because, see, we don't need another Usyk Fury situation this time. But it looks like that's where it's going based on what's happening, because all it really takes, people, is something to hit the mainstream public and it's wrong, or one group feels it's wrong than the other group, because what happens then, it's like, okay, wait a minute, we know anything about Deontay Wilder is where we've learned about Andy Ruiz. They're all emotional. They're all emotional creatures. I think these guys, they don't like the idea of being overtalked, underpaid, disrespected. I don't think that they like any of that. Ryan Waterson notification was a bit glitched, but got here. Wow, okay, that's weird. King Grayson, what's up, brother? Salute. Yeah, man. So it's crazy because we're looking at two guys, two former champions, and what it's really about is who's worth more, because that's what we're hearing. We're hearing from Andy Ruiz's father, Andy Ruiz Sr., and we're hearing from Deontay Wilder, and as far as Deontay Wilder goes, he was champion longer. He had 10 title defenses. Andy had no title defenses. Andy Ruiz, what was his resume like though? Because we're basing it on his marquee value. He lost to Joseph Parker, beat Anthony Joshua, and lost to Anthony Joshua, beat Chris Arreola, and beat Luis Ortiz. Deontay Wilder beat Luis King Kong Ortiz, had a draw with Tyson Fury, knocked out Dominic Breazeale, lost to Fury back-to-back, and then beat Robert Helenius. So then you're like, okay, well, wait a minute. Who has the better resume, really? And that's a coin toss, because you look at the career of Wilder when he was champion, okay? Who did he fight? Dominic Breazeale, Luis Ortiz twice, and he drawed with Tyson Fury. Those were the best names on his resume. If you can throw in Bermane Stiverne if you want to, but to me, Bermane Stiverne's not really a, he's not really a factor. I mean, he could be based on, well, Wilder beat the guy that dropped Andy Ruiz, which was Chris Arreola. So, to be completely fair with that. So we look at those 5 opponents, okay? So that's what we're dealing with, because nobody knows where their value is, because there's not enough common opponents. See, Andy and defeated Anthony Joshua. Wilder's never done that. They both fought Luis Ortiz. That's the only common opponent between all these guys' challenges and opposition. That's it. That's all we have. That's what we're looking at right now. And for Wilder, he's like, well, I'm much more. Well, how much more? If Wilder, now here's the thing. If Wilder never brought up any dollars and cents, okay, that video should be out right now, right? So that video just posted. That's what I was doing. I was actually you know, preparing that video to go out, because I know we're going to be talking for at least an hour on this subject. That's the projected plan anyway, right? So if anything, Andy Ruiz, unified champion, had it for 5 months, split decision loss to Joseph Parker, beat Anthony Joshua, you know, and here's the deal. Andy Ruiz, there would be no doubt if Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder, who holds more value, if Andy Ruiz wouldn't have started slacking in his own career. That's my only problem with Andy Ruiz. Let's hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. Andy just really shit on his career in the last few years. You know, since 2020, 21, 22, like, he's only fought twice in 3 years. And you got to ask yourself, like, okay, well, what the hell is he really doing? What have we heard from Ruiz? Nothing but drama. We ain't heard nothing but drama from Andy Ruiz. Nothing. It's about him, his ex-wife, the accusations from his ex-wife, the pictures that he had marijuana and an IV by his ex-wife that hacked his account on Instagram. You know, so it's just like, okay, dude, you're getting sued. You're getting sued soon. You know, and I think what it is, and Deontay Wilder, if you guys that have seen that video as of yet, you probably haven't, but Wilder brought up a good point. The point about that whole negotiation and his father and all that, how much is his father getting from him to be his manager? Your channel. Your channel doesn't have the red dot showing you're live, which is weird. Now, what do Tyson Fury got going on? Is he trying to figure out a way to cheat? I guess we never get undisputed at heavyweight. No, King Grayson, I don't think we will. Big up yourself. Love your show. Colin from the UK. Colin, appreciate you, brother. Andy has a resume that shows that he's priced himself out countless times. Well, yeah. See the question you ask yourself. Yes, he beat, at the time, the top dog. Look, Joshua was the top guy at the time. You know, he made all the money. He broke records. You know, nobody could top him money-wise. Boxing is all about money. Opposition, it remains to be seen, because those guys never fought anyway. See, everybody that's saying Tyson Fury and Wilder and all that would beat JJ, it's just talk at this point, because nothing has never happened. You know, because you're basing their performances, from how those guys would end up on some other dude that they fought. That's not AJ. But one thing I can say about AJ, he was the guy that way. So he was that undefeated golden Olympian, cash cow. LOJ, as his stock drops to the point where he's parallel with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder as far as money goes. But Andy Ruiz was that first guy to do it, so that makes him somewhat relevant. But how much relevant? Not really, because you can't base your own career, Tyson Fury, from beating one opponent. You can't. Deontay Wilder. Then see, and all these guys done the same shit. Look at Wilder's resume. Okay? What has Wilder done since the two ass kickings? Nothing really. You knocked out Robert Helenius, which was 38 years old, which was a year older than Deontay, to be fair, and he was his sparring partner. I don't think he took a dive. I think he knocked Helenius' spark out. But at the same time, I don't think, honestly, I really don't think that Wilder has done much. Yeah, he made a valiant effort in the fight that he had with Tyson Fury, but did we need to see a third Tyson Fury fight to know that Tyson Fury's better than Wilder? Okay, no, we didn't. What else is new? What else is new with Wilder? You can't beat Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury didn't cheat you. He just beat you. Bars. Well, so what else are we really talking about? You know, what else are we really truly talking about? We're talking about a guy that showed he had heart, showed that he can punch like a mother sucker, but at the end of the day, what has he really done? Psycho crushing the building. CP, back to you, brother. CP, back to you. Mike, nobody really knew in the States Hellenius before the fight. No, not really. I mean, he was a tune-up fight. That's what he's supposed to. I mean, I'm not hating on Wilder. Wilder's supposed to have a tune-up. He's supposed to have that. Why? Because he was brutally knocked out in the fight with him and Tyson Fury. It was a hard, drawn-out fight. Okay? It was one of those heavyweight fights I've seen in a long time. Probably second to Joshua Klitschko. Same amount of rounds. The 11th round, somebody went out. Okay, so that was similar because you had both guys hitting the canvas, very entertaining, very high-spirited, you know, winner takes all type stuff, right? So that's what you had. But other than that, he still lost, you know? But I think he has more credibility than Andy Ruiz. But the question is how much? That's why I posted also, this is what I did. I posted on my community a poll. You guys vote on that poll, so we'll see where that poll is. And I'll check that poll momentarily. I am driving, you know. No hate, but he was a tomato can. We all know Areola, we know Ortiz, we know AJ. Yeah, that's true. You know, and Andy Ruiz fought him and he got dropped by him, so it really wasn't an impressive performance. You know what I mean? It was just like a damn, is this another upset? Is this guy just a one-hit wonder? Is this guy, you know, that guy? Because that guy is a guy that ducked two people, and the person that he fought, he got dropped and hurt badly. How much credibility do you really give him? Then you beat up Ortiz, and people call him one leg in the coffin. You know what I mean? Like, dude, really? Wilder was always called a bum before Fury trilogy. Why people now give Fury credit for dropping him? Weird. Rocco Sage. That's what I'm talking about. The only thing that Wilder showed me is that he's just dangerous. He's a dangerous fighter, but I think he will be a dangerous fighter in any fight. I don't think he's a Francis Ngannou in the heavyweight division. I think he's more of a Derek Lewis. Why do I say that? Because Derek Lewis is one powerful mother sucker. Does he have skill? No. Does he have this? No. Does he have that? No. What does he have, though? He has power. That's what he has. That's what Wilder has. Now, is he looking good now? Is he looking better with Malik Scott? Of course he is. I don't want to overlook that. You know, I want to put everything out on the table about Wilder and how I feel about Wilder. I think Wilder should get a little more. Shit, really, honestly, I think both of these guys should come off the egos. I do agree with Wilder, though. I think that Andy Ruiz Sr., I think he should step down and shut the fuck up, because I think he does things based on his own interior motive. If anything Wilder said was true about Andy Ruiz Sr., is that he may be trying to control things from a standpoint that only benefits him. Okay? Because wanting a fight for his son should be, you know, paramount. You know, but I'm not really disappointed more than I am with Mauricio Suleiman. That piece of shit should have orchestrated something that stopped all this back and forth. That regulated, hey, these guys need to fight. It just lets you know that what he talked wasn't worth anything, and it was completely a waste of time. It was false. It was false. It was a false eliminator. That's what it was. It was just something to say that you're doing something, to say that makes you seem like you're credible, and he's not credible because he's a liar. He's a liar and he's a crook. Love you, bro. Arizism in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Wilder can bang, but he's hit many people and they haven't been dropped straight away. I was hoping the Ruiz fight would happen because I would put money on Ruiz winning. Adara Kurt, who would win? Joe Joyce versus Artist Landing. Mark Madoff. I don't know, dude. Probably. I don't know. Maybe Mark Madoff. Maybe Joe Joyce. I don't know. Is a fight actually confirmed? No. King Mike Hall, dangerous bums. That makes sense. Wilder versus Ruiz. That fight should happen, man. You know what I mean? That should happen. You know, because like Wilder fighting Andy Ruiz is a reckoning. It's an answer to a question. And the question is, how good is Anthony Joshua? How good is Andy Ruiz? How good is Wilder when he comes in with his own, you know, people want to see that type of shit. That's the same token as what happens when Usyk. AJ fought both. He fought Andy Ruiz. He fought Alexander Usyk too. But Tyson Fury, nor Wilder, those guys, you know, are busy grab-assing with each other to the point where we never saw any of that. These possibilities with these different matchups matter. And see, what happens is you don't want to get carried away with all the propaganda and of Wilder. Oh, he'll knock out Ruiz early. I think he'll stop him, but we don't know what'll happen in that fight. I just want to see it happen. Because I'm all about showing, like, show me. You can't just talk about how sorry or how not impressive or whatever than a fighter is. Get in there with that fighter and show everybody else what's up. When you do that, then you'll have my attention. I'm tired of people talking. Let the talking go to guys like us. Me, Showbiz, Blue Blood, you know, Ring IQ. You know, let us do those. That's what we do. We commentate. We talk about boxing. But boxers, that's all we're seeing them do. They're doing more talking than anybody. And I'm like, well, shit, what's really going on here? What's really happening? You know, Wilder saying, well, hey, he's not worth this. And, you know, and then Andy's father's talking shit. Then you're like, okay, well, what's really happening? What are we really talking about? What are we really talking about? Let's just be real. Wilder is a monster. Wilder is done. Okay, wow. Alex and King Grayson have two different perspectives of Wilder. You know? And you know what? He may be both. He may be both, honestly. He may be a monster, but he may be done. Because again, what people are forgetting very easy, and people do that in boxing, right? We forget that Wilder may not have any punch resistance. As soon as Wilder gets chin, he may go out. You know what I mean? You know, DW and DW may be the same type chin. And what I mean DW, the other one, Dillian White. It's just maybe he just has a different spot. Maybe it's a different space on his face that may take the case. Okay. Maybe Wilder, yeah, he might can take an uppercut or two. But hit him in the temple. Hit him on the left side of his head. You know, that may activate all over again. And somebody like Andy Ruiz that throws wide shots, you know, he winds up his shots. And they're fast. Who wins? Wilder versus Ruiz. I got Ruiz. Wilder too old. Man, Wilder's looking good, man. He's looking good. And Ruiz, dude, you guys talk about Ruiz as though Wilder is the kind of guy that's, you know, he's going to try to get you out with one shot. See, that's one thing that will help Wilder. And then on another time issue about him is, on the other hand, it'll get him in trouble because, it'll keep him safe. So, bow! That's all you really need to do. You're not worried about throwing combinations, getting in there, trying. He's not giving Andy any of that. He's a tall fighter. He's going to fight tall. He's going to put his feet apart, and he's going to look for that right hand. Body is in their prime at 38. Well, understand, 38 is not bad for a heavyweight. People keep forgetting that. This ain't Canelo Alvarez at 38 or 37. This is Deontay Wilder. Just look at B-Hop. Yeah, King Mike Hall. B-Hop is different though, man. B-Hop really showed people that lifestyle matters. And a lot of people forget that. They overlook that. They call him the alien or whatever. He went from the executioner to the alien. But the reason why he went from both is because, for one, he didn't believe in certain things. He didn't drink any kind of sodas. He stayed away from dairy. Of course, he's Muslim, so he don't eat pork. You know what I mean? He goes to sleep. He gets his rest. He's very prolonged. And that's how he did it. He just had a remedy. And he showed people, like, look, even though I'm a certain age, I'm still able to do certain things better than most fighters. And I'm not even in my prime no more. But my C game is better than a lot of people's A game. And that's what Bernard Hopkins was doing. That's exactly what he was doing. And he showed people a very long time, this is how we do things. This is why I'm fighting too long and I'm still beating these young dudes up, because I'm able to preserve myself. Because he's treating himself. He's not cheating himself. That's what that's about, dude. I got Deontay Wilder by knockout. Bomb squad till this day. But I don't think Wilder is done. But I do think he's just one trick pony. He's done nothing yet to prove otherwise. But people acting like Wilder is not the dog, not the dog nuts. I don't know what that means. Jared Anderson would take Wilder's right hand off of his shoulders right now. Well, I mean, you got to be careful too, because somebody like Wilder, he might not be as skilled as most fighters. He never really was. But he had enough skill with maximizing the one thing he had that could take you out, and that's the right hand. It either stops you or it drops you. Or both. Ask Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz could box circles around Wilder. But it didn't matter because Wilder had something that you had to worry about. Since you had to worry about it, it's one of those things that makes you hesitant. Use a Superman punch and knock out Charles Martin. Damn, Charles Martin. Yeah, we'll see what he does, man. I'm looking forward to that fight too. I am looking forward to that fight. Joshua versus Ortiz, who you got? You got to pick Joshua at this point. Now, if you would have asked me 4 years ago, that would have probably been a different story, because, what I've known about Joshua Southpaws, he don't like him at all. And I think his reluctancy to fight Southpaws, that Otto Vailene fight, that should have happened. And Eddie Hearn has admitted that, Salita has offered Otto Vailene as an opponent for Joshua. Joshua won't take it, Then you got Zhang. You know, they claimed that Joshua didn't want it. You know, so what do those guys have in common? They're both southpaws. AJ said the toughest fight would be Usyk. Charles finna be retired. Well, I hope he's getting some money. You know, I don't know how much money he's getting, but, you know. And he needs to take the fight. He is only worth 30%. Andy Ruiz needs to take the fight anyway. Because, I mean, I don't really care, but at the same time, the argument is Andy Ruiz is not worth much, you know. And I think Wilder gets it. I think Wilder has more credibility. But because, see, Andy just didn't fight Anthony Joshua. He just didn't fight him. Andy Ruiz fought Anthony Joshua over 4 years ago. Over 4 years ago. That's been too long. That's his most impressive win his whole career. And unfortunately, he hasn't done anything else since then. Luis Ortiz was too old, and Chris Arreola, who the hell is that anyway, to be bragging about beating? You're supposed to beat Chris Arreola. Even though Chris Arreola looked a lot better in that fight than he did. Okay, he looked a lot better in recent years because, you know, he used to be like a overweight, plotting fighter. Now he was more controlled. He's grown up. You know, it's amazing how when you get older, you start to really start taking care of your body and you look a lot younger than you used to be. But you're older, and it's crazy. That was Chris Arreola. He was 40 years old. Arreola nearly won. Exactly. King Mike Hall, exactly. He nearly won. So, you know, how much credit do you give Andy Ruiz for beating Anthony Joshua? And he couldn't do this shit again. He proved that hey, you can't even cut the ring off, buddy. Oh, and what's with that belly? Jesus, what's with those titties? Dude, you got titties. You got a big stomach. He was just like, oh, come on, fight me. Fight me, AJ. Hey, fight me. Like, no, dude. You know, he's just boxing you because you're letting him. See, Andy Ruiz let AJ box him because of his inactivity. I think the motherfucker was too fat to keep up. He was champ for 6 months. Yes, that's it. Arreola was on Knockout Kings and still looked great. Damn. What you trying to say, man? I remember. It's all in the game. Fight as if you feel my pain. Yeah, that's that used to be my I'm still playing Fight Night Champions. I played it the other day. Joshua beat Zhang and Weilin in the amateurs. Okay. Jared Anderson is going to knock out Charles Martin. Adari, he should. He should knock out Charles Martin. He should knock him out. You know, I mean, in front of him. You know, and see, here's the thing. Let me let you guys in a little something on Jared Anderson. If Jared Anderson don't beat Charles Martin, and he doesn't do it convincingly, it's going to be a nasty narrative out there, people, that he's breaking down mentally. Counterpunch. Yeah. Think about what I'm saying. See, he's breaking down mentally, and all BS aside, it's like, okay, well, wait. What are we really doing, and what type of fighter is he really? Because Charles Martin, yeah, he's a former champion, but hell, he was champion, hell, less than Andy Ruiz was. Or just as long. Those guys weren't certified champions with any kind of credibility of being champions because they didn't defend anything. Matter of fact, I put Andy over Charles Martin because Charles Martin won by disqualification because the other guy couldn't continue. At least Andy got in there and whooped somebody's ass. Charles didn't even do that. But other than that, they're on the same. They're shit champions, bro. Let's just be real. Andy just ate that shit up and everything else with it. He ate up the fact that he beat Anthony Joshua. He ate up all the sushi off the chicks. He ate up all the Snickers. He ate up all the Oreos. He drank all the beer. He ate the steaks. He ate everything. That's why his ass was sorry, 100. That's why he was damn near 300 pounds, 283 pounds on fight night. I mean, yeah, he was done, bro. He was finished. And I'm just keeping it real with you about Andy. He ate it all up. He ate it all up. The fame, the ego, he ate it up. He looked like he ate some of Anthony Joshua too, because Joshua came in looking like a crackhead. He came in looking like a crackhead, you know? Oh, Scar, what's up, brother? Big up to yourself. Pretty much like this cat, everyone is ignoring Hrgovic. Nobody will. Well, nobody wanted to fight Hrgovic because they knew Hrgovic was a tough customer. Like, you're looking at most of these guys, bro. Most of these guys, I'm going to tell you, Hrgovic, Zhang, even Frank Sanchez, like those guys, they should just start fighting each other because nobody else is going to fight them. They got to make their own legacy. That's how it has to go down. At this point, the only way we'll see Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz is to download it on Fight Night Champions and then fight them. Yeah, that's the only way. Which is the best boxing game around, by the way. I haven't played the other one. I think Undisputed. I haven't played that. No. I asked Showbiz about it. He said it's dope, but I haven't played it. Like a lot of you guys have said you've played it, you know, and I haven't yet. You know, I'm old school, man. I'm still playing Fight Night Champions. You know, Jared Anderson versus Beto. Why not? The Cuban fighter. Why not? Sanchez versus Hrgovic, and Anderson versus Zhang. Yes, please. Yeah, look. If I'm Jared Anderson, I would want to fight all of them. Give me Zhang, give me Joyce, Zhang, Joyce, Hrgovic, and what's the other one? Who's the other guy? Yeah, I would want to fight all of them. Give me all those guys. And then, you know, have a super fight with Frank Sanchez. AJ versus Hrgovic. We are not hearing much about Zealy and Triple G. I don't know. It's supposed to be already set. I think it's September 2nd. That's what we've heard. Now, I've heard, you know, Zhang say that he's made a mistake and all this, you know, whatever. You think Wilder already got a bin man already lined up and didn't really want the Ruiz fight? Tony Lyons. Jared Anderson should fight Triple D. Triple D would be a good fighter, too, to fight. However, see, I heard Malik Scott today. I heard what he said. Because we got other guys lined up. See, when people say that, that may be a ploy. Is it true? I mean, he said he got people lined up already, so we know that fact is true. But is he just trying to avoid Andy Ruiz? Is he trying to avoid Andy Ruiz? You know, maybe he is, maybe he's not. But I can tell you this, it's easier to lean towards the substitute versus that other fight because the substitute is not giving you any lip or any resistance whatsoever. He's not giving you anything. So why not go with the guy that you have lined up that gives you less problems? That's what Andy and his father needs to realize. Like, you guys are just, you're really smelling you guys, smelling yourselves, and you don't want to make that fight happen. And you should want to make that damn fight happen. That's the fight to make. Wilder said something today too on ES Noon while golfing. Yeah, that's exactly what I just posted. Wilder asked how much money is Andy Ruiz Sr. getting off of his son? Are you? How are you, Kurt? Drive safe. TV knowledge, absolutely. The Joker, yeah, Dubois has a chance. He's a huge puncher, and Usyk gets hit more nowadays. We'll see. We'll see if Dubois can do something Joshua couldn't. Now, if Dubois knocks out Usyk, you guys know what that'll mean, dude. That would mean a lot. It would mean, and a lot of people would sway, you know what? Daniel Dubois, he's a bigger puncher than Joshua. That's what that would mean. Because if he's able to hurt Usyk and AJ couldn't, that's not going to look good for AJ. Philip Hrgovic versus Frank Sanchez. A slimmer Sanchez would beat Hrgovic. He's, you know, I think, see, he can get countered. And one thing about Frank's explosive, so he'll hit you with shots that you don't rarely see. I like his explosiveness. I just don't like the belly that he's putting on himself. But then again, that's how he looked last time. Hopefully he did shrink down a bit. But I think what these fighters are doing, they're trying to gain a little weight because they're trying to anticipate fighting bigger guys, and they feel they need that extra weight to pile on to be competitive with those big guys. But it's all that I see is intimidation, insecurity. You shouldn't have to do any of that. Be your best. Be light. You know, box right. Be smart. This is an art. Bars. Understand this. Yeah, man. So Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder. Yeah, I see this shit going south. You know, and Andy, I don't think he has time to be messing around with anybody. Because see, if he wanted to fight Wilder, he would fight Wilder. There shouldn't be anything else about it. I mean, you know, like, I don't think the offer's that shit bad. I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that bad. But does it surprise me from Andy Ruiz? No, it don't. See, I would be more frustrated, more disappointed if I didn't see it coming. See, I've seen, and understand this, people, I've seen hold on, guys. There we go. $4.46. Okay, make yourself in. Go ahead. I don't know why Frank is putting on all that weight. 247 pounds against Negron. Frank is better when he's lighter. The Joker, yeah. But like I said, he's trying to do that, man, because they're waiting and they're desiring a fight with bigger heavyweights. And they think themselves being bigger will help them, and it won't. Kurt, I would like to see Dempsey McKean versus Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam. Ruiz should just accept the offer and come in to beat. Okay. Ruiz should just accept the offer and come in to beat the hell out of Wilder and have Wilder with the rematch clause so Ruiz can double dip and get paid twice. Well, that's not going to happen. They're not going to look. For one, I don't think Ruiz will get a rematch. I don't think that's the issue anyway. I think they want 50-50 for that bread. But, you know, his dad wants to be all, it's not about the money. Well, if it's not about the money, you know, and it's about the principle, you know, that's not boxing at all. You know, let's talk about the principles. The principles are, he is a former champion. Yeah, he threw that in there, but he was a former champion for half a year. And we know, everybody knows about being a champion. You have to defend your title to be considered a champion. A legitimate champion, you have to defend your title. That's just common sense. That's common knowledge. Okay? So if you don't know anything about boxing, understand, any champion that claims they're a champion has to defend their title or titles. Okay? Kurt, Bakhordil Jolalov would knock Derek Chisora out. Probably at this point, because he has a left hand. You got to be careful, guys like that. So, big up to you, your channel, brother. Southeast London, Steve Carpet. Steve Matthews in the building. Member! Kurt, what do you think? Who wins, Wilder versus Ruiz? I think Wilder gets him. Because I don't see Wilder. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What we see Wilder doing with Malik Scott, we see him learning. We see him exercising. We see him expanding. Okay? We see him growing as a champion, or fighter, rather. He's not a champion no more. So we see him growing. We see him doing things that he should have been doing years ago with Mark Breland, right? But he didn't like Mark Breland or whatever because he claimed Mark Breland didn't like him. You know how that shit went. Nobody could tell him anything. If you did, you might have lost your job. We know the story, right? You know, so his team really sabotaged him. So when he did fight someone like Tyson Fury, a person that they didn't think could knock him out or hurt him even, he got stopped by him. All the excuses started, you know. Then comes Malik Scott, and Malik Scott started showing him the basics. I think his problem was he still didn't have full anonymity, right? Anonymity to Wilder at the time. So Wilder still stayed 240 pounds, which was stupid. And because he stayed 240 pounds, he didn't have enough stamina, because he was carrying around weight that he didn't supposed to be carrying around, because he didn't supposed to be that big. That's what happened to Wilder, okay? So Wilder, in return, you know, went back to the drawing board, dropped that weight, and he looks a lot better. Well, why am I saying this? Well, the more and more he grows, he's throwing combinations now. He's, you know, jabbing with a jabber. He's working different angles, right? And, you know, and I see Wilder doing a lot more. Well, what happens when you train a lot more? You want to exercise those particular things that you've learned. That may get and give Andy Ruiz what he's looking for. Because see, Wilder is a 1-2 type fighter. Jab, right hand, jab, jab, right hand. Right? That's what he does. That's what he's known for. But if he's learning how to throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, you know, if he can do them at a distance, Andy Ruiz's ass is grass. But if he cannot, I repeat, if he cannot, and he has to get closer to Andy, Andy has all he needs to counter. Because Andy, believe it or not, is a good counter puncher. Ask Anthony Joshua. Right? He's a good counterer. You know, he knows how to bob and weave, and you know, and what Andy does, Andy waits for the exchange. So if Deontay Wilder wants to take that time, you know, to show off some of those things that he's been working on the last year and showing people that he's quick and he's more than just one punch, one shot knockout artist or whatever. He could find out, he could bring himself in a situation where Andy gets that opportunity to land that bomb, that wide hook, right? Think about it. That wide hook, right hook to the left side of Wilder's face. That's what you want to see. I think Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have the same kryptonite spot right here. I think it's right here. When they get hit here or here, this area, this is the point of interest for both Joshua and Wilder. 2 Libras, go figure. Both in October. They got a lot in common. And they really have a lot in common. I did a video years ago on Wilder and Anthony Joshua. And based on how those dudes been acting, look at how Joshua's been acting lately. You know? Who you talking to? Hit the like button, fight fans, and good evening to all. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin in the building. School of 50, Andy's dad has been talking or taking notes from Tio's dad with being in their son's business. Well, I don't think those notes will warrant those fighters, you know? Yeah, to talk about that for a minute, man, that was some absolute BS. You know, I think that Tio, you guys remember when Tio came in, or he was making that interview, and he just came in, hey, what are you doing, my son? You know, he's like, whoa, I'm doing an interview. Then it was kind of awkward because, you know, Tio was just telling his dad, like, yo, you need to back off and chill out. Andy can't afford to wait for Wilder to engage because his only engagement is to KO punches. Well, from a distance, he can throw the right hand. Ruiz looked chinny against Arreola. Yeah, he did, but he didn't really look chinny against Ortiz. So I think that's because he gained that weight. See, Ruiz needed that weight back for him to feel comfortable because, you know, his body never acclimated to the weight he was constantly losing. So I think he was weaker because his body wasn't steady. It wasn't sturdy. It wasn't stable. So since it wasn't that, he couldn't take those shots from Chris Arreola because he, you know, his body, again, it wasn't solid. It wasn't where it needed to be. Whereas shit, he ate a few Snickers, ham hocks, tacos, carne asada, I say. Then he's back on track. He's good. Kurt, do you think AJ will look better in his next fight with Derek James? Well, I hope so. Black Cloud, wasn't Andy's dad the one who convinced Andy to leave Manny? Black Cloud, I think so. I don't know, but I can tell you this. He was the one that fired him. So the question is, whose idea was it? Was it Ruiz Sr. or was it Jr.? See, if it was Senior, he could have just said, you know what, I'm fine, I'm getting rid of Manny. You know, and then Andy and Junior probably just gave the nod or whatever. I still think that was chicken shit. See, Andy started losing so much respect for me. I mean, I was happy for Andy when he beat Joshua. It's just when he did beat Joshua, he turned into another person. I'm the champion. I'm the A side now. I'm not fighting in the UK. I don't trust any of those motherfuckers. I don't trust them. I want more money. Anthony Joshua's, he's a big, stiff, dumb robot. I'm like, damn, you wasn't saying that before. He turned into Fat Andy. But yeah, he turned into a fat asshole too. He was smelling himself. Kurt, who you got? Jared Anderson versus Fabio Wardley. Now that's a fight we need to see. Adari, that's a fight we need to see. I still got Jared Anderson though. I still got him. But I think he has to be careful because Fabio Wardley has that type of David Hayes like style where it's kind of awkward, but he's fast. So he catches you with these awkward shots that you don't see. Look what happened to Gordon. Look what had happened to Nathan. Let's all pray and hope Andy Ruiz does not put out his sex tape. Dude, Jesus, I hope, man. Let's pray on that. Because look, for one, Andy Ruiz, he looks nasty. He's just a nasty, bad built fucking guy. And it was already gross to see a grown ass man tattoos on his ass. That's just look, that's no, stop. 99 gentlemen in the chat, hit the like button. Help Kurt out. Counterpunch to you. Donate £5 as well. So everybody on the chat, donate £5 and we'll be very swell. Bars. I wonder if 60-40 would have been more fair for Ruiz instead of having to accept 30%. Well, I agree with Wilder with this. Think about it. He's wanting 50-50. And the way he's talking, it's like, oh, Wilder's this, Wilder's that, my son is this, my son is that, my son did this, my son did that. And it's almost like, okay, wait a minute. You're telling someone that you're supposed to be negotiating with that you want 50-50. Instead of negotiating, you're just telling people the way it's going to be. That's not cool. I don't think that at all. Because he may be that type of person that wants nothing else but 50-50. So if that's the case, shit, we're not going to see a fight. Smooth Will. Peace, Kurt. It seems ever since he got that big money by beating Joshua, he's been acting like a real jackass. Absolutely. Smooth Will. We know that about old Ruiz. Yeah, Ruiz turned into a little dickhead, bro. He turned into a dickhead. I mean, there's nothing else that you can, come up with. Andy's dad has the David Ruffin sniff right now. Andy's dad, okay. Ortiz 5 years ago would have destroyed Andy. Yeah, he would have. Bill Keaveney coming in with that 5 pounds. Is everyone now going to use the 70-30 jive to avoid fights? Look, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Tyson Fury has done something. He's set. Look, I mean, if he's setting standards like that, he must have some power. I donate, but I just spent $3,000 on a villa in Turkey, leaving Saturday for a week. Tony Lyons, counterpunch to you, brother. Send pics. I went to Turkey last year. It's a beautiful place. I'd like the old age goes. Money just exposed him for who he really is. Yeah. I mean, Andy didn't have nothing until he did. He turned into a jackass. He probably did start beating up his girl. Come here, bitch. You're mine. You're my girl. If I see you talking to anyone, I'm going to smack the shit out of you and pull out my gun. Bars. Ruiz is still dangerous. He still has fast hands for a fighter that's carrying a lot of weight. Yeah, he does. I think Jared Anderson would stop Andy. I'll send them to your gram, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll look forward to him. I am the resistance. Scance Rants. What you feel about this Scance Rants in the building with the wrench? What you feel about this Scance Rants? I mean, I know you seen that last video about Wilder. And it's like, okay, so if Wilder didn't even talk to Andy Ruiz about negotiations or 70-30 or any type of thing like that, then what the hell is Andy Ruiz Sr. talking about? Kurt, who wins? Jared Anderson versus Zilly Zhang. I don't know. That's a good question. Hey, guys, in just joining. Jack Steele in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. How would Ruiz do against Big Bang? I think he would have more opportunities with Zhang. You know, I heard Wilder offered Ruiz $5 million plus back end money. Is the Ruiz versus Wilder good style for a fight? I don't know. We just got to see if it happens. Albuga. He said, I got Big Bang. Big Bang was popping that shit, though, man. But Ortiz was able to hit Andy Ruiz, too. He just couldn't drop him. Ruiz got $1 million versus Ortiz. So if Wilder offered him $5 million, that's a good deal. You know, something I do want to bring up, though, about Andy Ruiz Sr. and what he said, I forgot to put it in the video, is, Kurt, I enjoy the show very much. Keep up the good work. Adari, appreciate you, brother. $5 million is plenty for Ruiz. St. Dunn, I agree. But you know what, though? According to Andy Ruiz Sr., he claims that the amount of money that was offered from Team Wilder, he got the same amount fighting Luis Ortiz. What do you guys think of that? Think Andy hits harder than Tyson Fury? Do you, Kurt? I don't know. Because I think they're coming in different, from a different angle. The way, Tyson Fury is now sitting down on his punches. He's just a heavier guy. Whereas I think a lot of velocity from Andy's punches come from the fact that they are quick. And the fact that they are quick, I think what happens versus sitting down, I think the sitting down punches are much more than the quick punches. Ruiz knows it's dirt nap time if he fights Wilder. The guy wants Fort Knox to take a nap. Ruiz wasn't a power punch until he fought Juice. Yeah, he had good combinations, but I mean, you got to think about it. If you look more in depth in the people that he fought, well, he fought Joseph Parker. He couldn't do Joseph Parker like that. But I think that's why a lot of people give Joe Joyce that edge, because he was able to do to Joseph Parker that a lot of people couldn't do. Couldn't stop him. Dillian White dropped him, but he couldn't stop him, right? In fact, Dillian White almost got stopped by Joseph Parker. You know what I mean? And Derek Chisora dropped Parker, and they still, they robbed Derek, though. He's just too old. Vladimir Klitschko's right hand was much more stronger than Tyson Fury's. Also, more Klitschko legend fought until 4 years old and had crazy footwork. Top Rank would have kept Ruiz if he was any good. Andy Ruiz is a fat piece of shit, and we're not putting any more money into him. If he wants to get out of his contract, he has to pay out, just like everyone else. Fuck. Fuck Andy. Here we go again. Usyk, Fury, now Andy, Deontay. Yeah, Ricky, it's bad. Ricky Torre, it is bad, bro. Parker said no one hit him harder than Ruiz. Wow, really? Okay. I don't think that Jared Anderson's any good. I beg to differ. I think whatever's wrong with Jared Anderson, it ain't his fighting ability. Something else is going on with Jared Anderson. I'm going to say that too. Something is going on with Jared Anderson. Something's happening to him. I think, he got out of Toledo. It might be a woman. It might be something that he doesn't want, because he was talking about the pressure. He's like, dude, but I'm 23. I'm no, and I figure, he's sick of that shit for right now. But like Roy told him, get your money. Then worried about getting off that. Don't roll until the wheel fall off, but worry about getting your money. Worry about getting your money. You understand me? So, we going to ride it until it's time to get off. Until we get our money, and then it's time. It's all honey. Gang, you crazy. I don't think that Jared, this dude's a trip. Hey, sorry. That's how I feel. Saudi said that they don't want any of the fighters to fight. Well, if they're using that type of money, and maybe that's what Malik Scott was talking about, maybe they know they got that fight in the bag, and maybe they already signed with Skills Challenge. So maybe Andy needs to get in line because Wilder doesn't need any other fight besides that fight. You think Wilder gives a shit about not fighting Andy Ruiz? Do you think he really cares if he's getting an AJ fight? No, he don't give a shit. Because he knows I'm getting 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever amount of money that I got and that I signed for. You think he cares about Andy Ruiz? That's why they're saying, time's up, Andy. Andy, time's up, buddy. Time's up. Now, we want to make this deal, but you need to get your daddy out of the way, man. We ain't gonna wait long. So the ball in your court. Let's drink on it, buddy. Steve Matthews coming in with that Cinco. Appreciate you, brother. Much love, much love. What is that? A chuckling bloke. Does anybody knows Kurt's IG name as I can't find it? It's DeVille Kurt. DeVille Kurt. Bill Keaveney. Miller shouldn't fight Andy as he lost his chance to fight AJ. Miller should fight Andy. No, Andy's spoiled. Andy's spoiled rotten. Andy knows that he's made a shitload of money. I don't know how much money he has, but he knows that type of money ruins fighters. Look at Triple G. Remember Triple G used to, I want to fight. I want everyone. I want drama show. Soon as he fought Canelo Alvarez, that motherfucker didn't want to fight Chris Eubank. He didn't want to fight Jamal Charlo. He didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He didn't want to fight none of those guys that were there. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with Golovkin? It was the money. The money changed him. And as soon as he got paid with the zone and they gave him that deal off the strength of fighting Canelo for a third time, you know what happened? He fired Abel Sanchez. And you know why? Money. That's what happened to Gennady Golovkin. Canelo ruined him. That money ruined his perception of what he thought he should be as a fighter. He got that money. He changed. He didn't even speak English no more. I'm like, wait a minute. What happened to good boy drama show? I good fight. I want fight now, real now. Drama show. I want. He got that damn check. I want no more. No, I want. No. No, guys. No. You want to fight Dimitri? No, guys. Jaime Munguia? No, guys. I'm like, damn, dude, who you want to fight? Who do you want to fight? Canelo. I want drama check. I want drama snow. I never seen Miller fight. He can't be any good because Eddie Hearn was going to let AJ fight him, so Miller not that good. No, Gang One. Damn, who is good to you? Shit. But no, Gang One. This is what this is. Jarrell Miller messed up. He pissed a lot of people off. And to see, Eddie's mad because Andy beat Anthony. Now, if Andy would have lost to Anthony Joshua, they probably would have revisited that fight. Think about that. If Anthony Joshua would have beat Andy Ruiz, Eddie Hearn wouldn't have been as pissed at Jarrell Miller. Counterpunch. Listen to what I'm saying, people. Am I making any sense? Is it one word, Kurt, or I'm not spelling it correctly? The court case you mentioned might be reason Ruiz wants more money. Maybe. DeVille, Kurt, yeah, no dot. Eddie mad because Miller owes Eddie 40 bags. Well, look, Eddie's mad because the way that timeline, the way that universe, it was an alternate universe created when AJ got his ass whooped by Andy Ruiz. When he got upset by Andy Ruiz, that's exactly what happened. Eddie Hearn had this fucking Miller, this fucking bloke, you fucking geezer. You had 3-4 fucking drugs in your system, and fucking Andy comes out throwing. Okay? Zwane comes in with that 70 czar. Ruiz has no luxury to be demanding 50-50. That baby mama wants her dough and fast. He better not drop the Wilder bag because he ain't gonna get no fun, no big fight soon. Hey, I agree. I agree, bro. Because, see, look, his dad with his ego, with his son, it's just too much. Kirk with his mimics. Kurt, Showtime and Top Rank should just joint force team up, merge partnership, work together for boxing. Showtime and Top Rank. That ain't gonna fucking happen. You can forget about that. Is Dubois still fighting Usyk and Wilder is still an option for Usyk? Jack Steele. You know, as far as I know, that's happening, but you bring up a good point based on the fact that we don't see much promotion about Usyk, the unified champion of the world, taking on Daniel Dubois. And the question is why? Why you don't see that? Why haven't you saw that on the zone? Why haven't you seen nothing happening as far as promotion? That's supposed to happen in August, so it's almost July. We should supposed to see promotion on that already. Pay that man his money, period. Merge to make boxing better for the fans. Well, ESPN is not going to merge with Showtime. If that happens, I think Showtime has done something with Paramount. So, you know, if we're looking forward to any type of mergement, it's Paramount Plus and Showtime, I think. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin, when we going on a date, I'm going to take you to Nando's for a 5-piece chicken dinner. Oh, man. He putting in that, he bringing out that yard bird on her. This is delicious. Like, yeah, I got something else delicious. I am the resistance. King Mike Hall, we know these greedy companies ain't finna do nothing for the fans. No, you're absolutely right. That ain't gonna happen, and it's not gonna happen for one damn fight. You know? I'm just really surprised to see that with Wilder and what's his name? Fury. Inner Wilder. I got something to show you. I got a drumstick right now. Oh man, it's all about the Benjamins, not the fans. Absolutely. You follow the money, Bill. You said it, Bill. You said it, Bill. Inner Wilder, yeah. Kurt, what did Deontay offer Andy? We don't know because according to Deontay's last, he's like, we didn't even offer him nothing yet. So I don't know what this is coming from. Well, we can say this. Malik Scott did mention 4 to 5 million. If it's 4 to 5 million, Andy, you take it. Wilder Ruiz should be an eliminator and should have been a predetermined split. No Cincos for either guy. Grayson, that's exactly what I was saying. But you think you're gonna ask the chicken shit Mauricio? You think that's going to happen with Mauricio? Really? No. Mauricio sits back, lets people do what they want to do, let people negotiate, and if it has anything to do with stopping the money or the cash flow, that is the only way he becomes involved. That's it. If the only way he makes someone do anything is when that person that's trying to do what he wants to do stops him from getting his check. That's when he's going to come in. Well, wait, we are going to mandate for the property. The reason for this is because we want to see the best fights, fight the best fighters, and we will mandate a fight. Give you a perfect example. You remember when Wilder and Tyson Fury had the draw, and then they that's when I was starting to really find out the Mauricio. Yeah, he needs to get the fuck out of boxing. But Mauricio was just a bullshit person. One week it was, we're going to extend another week for the negotiations based on two fighters of what I hear to happen. The next week, we're going to extend the next week. The next week, we're going to extend the negotiations indefinitely. Wait. How the fuck you expend everything indefinitely? Just saying there's no deadline. Just say that. Moron. And then that's when Tyson Fury revealed to everybody that he went to ESPN. And what did Mauricio say? Well, this isn't. We will tell Tyson Fury to mandate to fight Oscar Rivas. Oscar Rivas will fight for Diamond Belt Tyson Fury. Tyson said, fuck you. Okay, well, Dillian, you can fight Oscar Rivas. That's what happened. So someone told you where to go, and you're still like, oh, that's fine. Now understand, Tyson Fury wasn't a champion. Kurt, MMA is pointless because they knock a lot of people out with their hands. Might as well do boxing and make millions that way. Well, do you think people, think about this for a second. Take the fan base in the US of the people that support UFC and make them all boxing fans. Do you think for a second that those UFC fucking people and fans would actually appreciate this shit that we're having and going through now? No, it would just be a lot more pissed off people mad at the sport that I love that I hate so much. That's all it would really be. Okay, fine. Let's bring another. Let's find out. Let's see. Let me ask Google. That's not mine.
Ow. You look at that phone?
Yep.
It's over there.
All right, get it for me. So, how much money they offer Ruiz and what versus Wilder? Amir, I don't know. What's happening with Oscar Rivas lately? I see potential in that lad. Well, you saw it. He has a jacked up eye. He has that David Reed type situation. You guys remember David Reed? The super welterweight champion. I think he was the IBF champion at one point. Yeah, he has a bad eye problem or something. Did you get it? Thank you. Okay, so how many UFC fans are in the United States? Oh, God. Over 300 million MMA fans are thought to exist globally. Over 500 events. UFC alone in 28 nations, over 1 billion households in 100. Okay, well. United States. Okay, which is 90% of the total count, which is the remaining 10% are female audience. Most of the fans are from the United States. So 90% of 300 million people. That's a lot. That is a lot. Boxing and MMA is like Formula One and NASCAR. Both boxing and F1 are irritating, but just better. A lot of UFC fans in the US, surely. Yeah. So you imagine that those type of guys, though that 275 million people would like what's going on in the sport of boxing all the time. I mean, I think UFC, a lot of people left UFC and a lot of fighters and that just decided to just go UFC because there's more challenges. There's the money's not there, but they have it's 300 million people. Dude, that's a lot of fans. With 300 million people, that makes look shit. Okay, all right. Let's do this. Let's do this. I mean, in the boxing versus MMA, the U.S. U.S. has a lot of people, a lot of people. So we do more pay-per-views, but does it generate the same money? Not quite. Well, it does. I think what happens is Dana White gets that money. He doesn't. They don't have splits. They have what you call bonuses. So if they give you like a knockout bonus, like you get a $20,000 or $30,000 knockout bonus. So. So yeah, they don't get like percentages like that. But let's see what's happening. Okay. Ruiz is trying to sell his unconscious state for 100 million. Wilder Ruiz should be an eliminator and should have a predetermined split, no Cincos. So we do more pay-per-views. Mixed martial arts may have one belt for each weight class now, but the stage is set for the alphabet soup situation to happen. Bill, hopefully the best athletes are in boxing, not MMA. And I'm not convinced of that either. I just think they decided to go there based on, the interest, based on the energy. See, MMA, UFC here has the same energy as you guys in the UK watching a boxing match there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love to see a boxing match in the States, but the energy's different. It's not the same. You guys have that throwback energy of how these fights used to be in yesteryear. Boxing was the shit at one point, but then again, so was baseball. But then again, we still have $1 million baseball players. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really, that bad. It's just a smaller sport, but that smaller sport you have these these players, these athletes that make a whole lot more money. You know? But definitely, man, I think that these guys, if Wilder's telling us the truth, that means that Andy Ruiz and Senior and Junior, they're both trying to get out of that fight. Or his dad don't want him to fight him. And if you don't want money and if you just want to duck, get the fuck out of boxing. That's what I say. Just get out of boxing. Wilder versus AJ this December, think it'll happen, or is it likely to be pushed back, not even happen? I don't think why it shouldn't happen. Because if Wilder and AJ win their next fights, there shouldn't be a reason that fight shouldn't happen. Boxing fans here are football fans. We used to having a sing song. Okay. So let me check before I jump off of here. Let me check the stats.
Andy Ruiz.
Well, I'm live now. I don't know why it said that I wasn't live earlier. Hearn ready to cash Juice out. That's the only way he fights Wilder. Well, when they fight, that'll be it. 300 views. Okay. Who is really lying in these negotiations? Now, this is according to you guys. 303 votes. 68% says Deontay Wilder and 32% says Andy Ruiz. Let's check out the comments. Okay, what a nice sunny day in Brooklyn. Blessings to you, Charlie. Nice to see you having some fun in the sun. I don't think nobody is. Ruiz wants 50-50 and Wilder's not trying to honor that. Going off track records, I'd bet on Beyonce being the cause of the drama. Someone put Tyson Fury. Who knows? Wouldn't trust either of them. Somebody said Anthony Joshua. Carl, the Truth Williams would clean up today. I blame the ring outfit. If it goes to points, it'll be Ruiz who wins. But if Wilder does catch him a couple of those bombs, it'll be a KO for Wilder. So it's hard to say who until we see what Wilder does with Wilder. Plus, Wilder is looking sharper these days, but Ruiz has the hand speed to cause problems for any heavyweight, so it's actually a tough call. I'm rooting for Wilder, though. Okay. What does Jay-Z's wife got to do with it? It's a play on Deontay's name. Beyonce rhymes with Deontay. Wilder has no reason to demand 70-30. He isn't bringing anything to the table more than Fat Andy. You know what would solve this? Before I jump off of there, you know what could solve this? 60-40 goes to the winner. Since it's that way, since a split has been claimed, 60% goes to the winner. 40% goes to the person that lost. That's how that should go. That will solve any problem. That will solve the 50-50 shit. And then it will be a bonus for whoever wants it. So whoever really wants it is going to knock whoever out. And you guys know that. But anyway, thank you guys for coming on to this live stream. We will convene tomorrow for another. Of course, God bless you guys. Everyone has been counterpunched, and have a great day. Peace.